We were led to believe that the rebels in this area were disorganized and ineffective.
Stephen is the only one who has been ineffective.
The 1980s were a wild laboratory for science fiction television.
Full body functioning.
Networks took risks on bizarre concepts, ambitious special effects, and stories that pushed boundaries. But most of these experiments died quickly, killed by primitive technology, network meddling,
Poison realm.
or just terrible timing. Here's the thing, though. Many of these forgotten shows had incredible ideas that were simply ahead of their time. In the age of streaming, unlimited budgets, and modern CGI, these concepts could finally get the treatment they deserved. Let's explore 10 lost 80s sci-fi shows that are absolutely ready for a second chance. 1. V. The Series, 1984 to 1985. After the massive success of the V miniseries and its sequel, NBC launched an ongoing series about humanity's resistance against reptilian aliens disguised as friendly visitors. The show had everything.
I have something to show you.
Complex characters collaborating with fascist invaders, underground resistance cells, and genuine moral ambiguity about survival versus principles. The first few episodes were incredible, continuing the miniseries' dark tone and serialized storytelling. Characters faced impossible choices about collaboration, and the show didn't shy away from showing good people doing terrible things to survive. The visitors weren't cartoon villains, but a fully realized occupying force. Then, NBC panicked. They demanded episodic stories, lighter tone, and reduced the budget drastically. The show became a shadow of itself, recycling plots and abandoning its ambitious serialization. After one compromised season, it was canceled. V deserves a second chance because its themes are more relevant than ever. Stories about resistance, collaboration, propaganda, and fighting fascism resonate powerfully today. The original miniseries got a decent 2009 remake, but a proper continuation of the 80s series with modern effects and streaming's creative freedom could be extraordinary. Imagine V with The Handmaid's Tale's budget and creative control. 2. Automan, 1983 to 1984. Computer programmer Walter Nebuchar created a holographic superhero named Automan who could materialize in the real world and fight crime with digital powers. It was Tron meets crime-fighting procedural, and the concept was genuinely innovative for 1983 television. The show had amazing ideas. Automan could create vehicles, manipulate electronics, and interact with computer systems in ways that predicted hacking culture. His sidekick Cursor could draw anything into existence. The neon aesthetic was ahead of its time, and the stories mixed mystery solving with science fiction cleverly. But 1980s television couldn't afford the special effects needed every week. The show looked cheap, despite good efforts, and audiences expected more spectacle than the budget allowed. ABC canceled it after 13 episodes, and Automan faded into obscurity. Today, with modern CGI, Automan's concept could be fully realized. Imagine holographic heroes, digital manipulation, and cybercrime fighting with Black Mirror-level production values. The show was essentially about AI becoming heroic, which feels incredibly timely. A remake could explore consciousness, digital existence, and what it means to be human in ways the original couldn't touch. Automan was the right idea 40 years too early. 3. Manimal, 1983. Professor Jonathan Chase possessed the ability to transform into any animal, using this power to help police solve crimes. He could become a hawk for aerial surveillance, a panther for combat, or a snake to infiltrate tight spaces. The premise had genuine potential for creative storytelling. The show's transformations were actually impressive for 1983, using practical effects that still hold up. Glenn A. Larson produced it with his usual eye for high-concept premises, and the idea of a shape-shifting detective was unique. But NBC gave up almost immediately. Only 8 episodes aired, and the show fell into repetitive patterns quickly. Chase transformed into the same animals repeatedly because effects were expensive, and the stories became formulaic. The network pulled it after 2 months. 4. The Phoenix, 1982. An ancient astronaut named Bennu awakens in the modern era, searching for his alien soulmate while pursued by government agents who want to exploit his advanced knowledge and immortality. Judson Scott played Bennu with genuine otherworldliness, and the show mixed ancient astronaut theories with contemporary thriller elements. The mythology was fascinating. Bennu possessed healing powers, ancient wisdom, and technology that seemed like magic. Each episode revealed more about his civilization while advancing his quest. The government pursuit added tension, and the show asked interesting questions about immortality and loneliness. ABC canceled it after only 5 episodes. The network barely gave it a chance, burying it in a terrible time slot with minimal promotion. Audiences never found it, and the show disappeared before it could develop its premise. The Phoenix could work beautifully today. Ancient astronaut theories are mainstream now, thanks to shows like Ancient Aliens and Stargate. 5. Misfits of Science, 1985 to 1986. A team of scientific outcasts with various superpowers worked together solving crimes and helping people. Johnny could shrink, Gloria could freeze things, Elvin was a teenager who could shoot electricity, and Billy was a rock musician with telekinesis. It was essentially X-Men before anyone was doing superhero teams on television. The show was fun, creative, and genuinely ahead of its time. The characters had personality and real chemistry. The powers were used cleverly, and it didn't take itself too seriously while still having heart. Courtney Cox appeared in early episodes before Friends made her famous. NBC kept changing its time slot, destroying any chance to build an audience. Despite decent ratings initially, the constant scheduling chaos killed momentum. After 16 episodes, it was canceled, and the cast moved on to other projects. Misfits of Science would crush today. Superhero teams dominate entertainment now, and a misfit group of powered individuals is exactly what streaming audiences love. Update the concept with modern effects, deeper character development, and serialized storytelling, and you've got Umbrella Academy or Doom Patrol. 6. Hard Time on Planet Earth, 1989. An alien warrior was exiled to Earth for his violent nature, forced to live among humans and learn compassion. His punishment included a floating robot observer that judged his progress and offered sarcastic commentary. It mixed fish-out-of-water comedy with action and genuine character growth. The show had real potential. Martin Covey played the alien Jesse with intensity, and watching a warrior learn humanity's softer qualities was compelling. The robot control provided humor while highlighting Jesse's growth. Episodes tackled homelessness, prejudice, and what strength really means. But CBS couldn't decide what the show was. Was it comedy, drama, action? The tone shifted wildly between episodes, confusing audiences. After 1 season and disappointing ratings, it was canceled with little fanfare. Hard Time on Planet Earth is basically Thor's story. Warrior learns humility on Earth. That concept worked for Marvel across multiple billion-dollar films. A modern version could lean into the exile premise, exploring what happens when someone raised for violence must learn peace. Add better world building about Jesse's home planet and why he was exiled, and you've got rich mythology. The bones were good. The execution just needed focus and confidence in its premise. 7. Otherworld, 1985. The Sterling family took a tour of the Great Pyramid and accidentally entered a portal to another dimension. Now they're trapped in a parallel Earth where different zones have different societies, governments, and technologies. Each episode featured them navigating a new culture while searching for a way home. The show was ambitious and creative. One zone might be fascist, another utopian, another medieval. The family dynamic was strong, and the show used its premise to explore political and social ideas through allegorical societies. It was smart sci-fi disguised as family adventure. CBS gave it only 8 episodes. The concept was expensive, requiring new sets and concepts weekly, and ratings weren't strong enough to justify the cost. The show ended abruptly, with the family still lost. Otherworld was basically Sliders 5 years early, and Sliders ran for 5 seasons. The concept works, and modern audiences love dimension-hopping stories. A revival could explore infinite parallel Earths with streaming budgets, allowing full realization of each unique world. Add modern serialization, with mythology about why the portals exist and who controls them, and you've got compelling long-form storytelling. The original proved the concept worked. It just needed the right era and platform. 8. The Powers of Matthew Starr, 1982 to 1983. Matthew Starr was an alien prince hiding as a high school student on Earth, protected by his guardian while developing his psychic and telekinetic powers. The show mixed teen drama with superhero action and science fiction mythology about Matthew's home planet and the enemies hunting him. The first episodes were darker and more serious, with Matthew dealing with isolation and danger. Peter Barton brought genuine vulnerability to the role, and the show's mythology about alien royalty in exile was compelling. It had real potential as teen sci-fi. Then star Peter Barton had a serious motorcycle accident, forcing production shutdown. When the show returned, NBC demanded lighter, more episodic stories. The edge was gone, replaced with generic teen adventures. It lasted one compromised season before cancellation. The Powers of Matthew Starr would work perfectly now. Young adult sci-fi is a massive market, and alien teenagers with powers is proven successful. A modern version could lean into the exile story, the pressure of hidden royalty, and the cost of lying to everyone around you. Think Roswell meets The Umbrella Academy. The original had all the right pieces. It just got derailed by bad luck and network interference. 9. Probe, 1988. Created by Isaac Asimov, Probe followed Austin James, an eccentric genius who solved impossible scientific mysteries with his assistant Mickey. It was Sherlock Holmes meets hard science fiction, tackling cases involving fringe science, technology, and phenomena that seemed impossible. The show was legitimately intelligent. Asimov ensured the science was credible, and Parker Stevenson played Austin with the right mix of brilliance and social awkwardness. Each mystery required actual scientific thinking to solve, respecting audience intelligence. ABC aired only 7 episodes before canceling it. The network buried it in a terrible time slot, gave it minimal promotion, and seemed to have no faith in smart sci-fi succeeding. Despite good reviews, it disappeared quickly. Probe deserves resurrection because genius detective shows are huge now. Sherlock, House, and Elementary proved audiences love brilliant, difficult protagonists solving impossible cases. A modern Probe could tackle contemporary issues like AI, genetic engineering, and quantum physics with Asimov-level intelligence. Streaming audiences crave smart content, and a show created by one of science fiction's greatest minds deserves better than 7 forgotten episodes. Update it for modern science, and you've got something genuinely unique. 10. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, 1987 to 1988. In 2147, after the Metal Wars, machines ruled Earth and hunted the remaining humans. Captain Power led a resistance force wearing powered exosuits, fighting back against the AI overlord and its digital armies. It was dark, serialized, post-apocalyptic sci-fi marketed to children. The show was incredibly ambitious. Real consequences, ongoing storylines, and genuine darkness made it more sophisticated than typical kids' programming. The villains were terrifying, heroes died, and it didn't pull punches about humanity's near extinction. But it was tied to interactive toys that let kids shoot at the screen during battles. When toy sales flopped, the show was doomed, despite strong storytelling. Networks wanted lighter content, and after one season exploring this dark future, it was canceled. Captain Power is ready for adult resurrection. Its premise, humans fighting AI extinction, is perfectly timed as AI anxiety dominates culture. Imagine this concept with Battlestar Galactica's maturity and budget. The original creators have discussed revival for years, and the cult fan base remains devoted. A streaming service could finally deliver the show's vision without toy-selling requirements or network censorship. Captain Power proved kids wanted darker, serialized sci-fi. Adults would absolutely embrace it now. The future it imagined feels closer than ever. 10 80s sci-fi shows with brilliant concepts that deserved better. Technology, timing, and network interference killed them, but their ideas remain solid. Which one would you revive first? Drop your pick in the comments, hit subscribe for more forgotten television gold, and remember, every great idea is just waiting for its moment.